Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Waldhart and you are here with Amanda'sInspirationStation.com. You are following me today for what day is it? Day 4 of my Valentine Gifts series. I have to say that slower. It will not come out correctly because it's tongue twister is what it is. So if you started following me on February 1st through February 14th, I am bringing you a different Valentine gift each day. Today I have a really cute treat box. It's super cute and I can't wait to share that with you. But I just want to go over a few things just in case you are new and this is the first time you are watching the video. So from February 1st through February 14th, if you place a $60 order with me using that Hostess reward or Hostess code, you can pick out a free celebration item of your choice. I will then also as a thing, that's for your order. Then you will also get an email of this 14 Valentine gift tutorial. The tutorial has colored pictures, supply list, measurements. The only thing it does not have is step-by-step instructions, and that's because you have the video here to do so. However, you will also receive a free 6-card kit from me using the Heartfelt Hellos from the Sale-a-bration catalog. So these are the cards that you will get from me. Everything will be cut and prepped for you. The only thing that you will do is obviously you will do all the stamping and you will put the cards together. Now this one will have a full tutorial and even the little iridescent, I can't remember what they're called, they're new, but they're little iridescent gems, I think, champagne gems. Those are also included in your kit so that you have them for these cards. All right, let's get started. So today I have this cute box. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit higher here. This box was really fun and I absolutely love this box. And I decided to do some purples this time because purples are also sweet for Valentine's. And when you see what's in it, you will know why. So I found this adorable gift at the, of course, Dollar Tree. It is a bath bomb and it looks like the little, what are those little conversation heart candies? So, and this smells really good. I'm not even gonna lie, it smells so good. So I found this at the Dollar Tree. Now, well, maybe it doesn't want to come out. Here, there we go. We'll just open it up from both sides and then I'll just make it come out. There we go. There we go. All right, so with this, it is a bath bomb. It says love on it, super cute. Yes, I just smelled it. It smells wonderful. I don't know what the scent is, but it is super cute. Now, here's my thing. I want to let you know that if you are following and you want to make this box and you're like, oh, well, I don't have that. Or you go to your local, Dollar Tree and they don't have it. You can put anything in this box. You could put chocolates in this box. You could put candies in this box. You can put pretty much anything in this box. But I did design this box for this. However, again, look at the size of that box. You could put lots of goodies in there, okay? So we are going to get started. You are going to need your Simply Score tool. And I have that right here. Stopper, did you hear that? I just dropped the score part. All right, here we go. I got it. All right, so you are going to need a piece of Highland Heather, or again, you can do whatever colors you want. I'm using Highland Heather today. You need a 5.5 by 8 piece of cardstock. So I have my 5.5 by 8 piece of cardstock. Now, I did do a template on the tutorial. So along with the picture of the project, I always show the picture of the template once you have it scored. I show it scored and cut on there so that you can actually see, because sometimes when you see a piece of paper and it has all these score lines, You're like, I don't know where to cut that. So I do always have that. So I want to share that with you. All right, so we're going to get started. And we're going to score on the 5.5 inch side. So we're going to put this up to the 5.5 inch side. And we're going to score this at 3/4. Oh, I'm so sorry. I could feel that coming on. All right. So we're going to score that at 3/4. And we're going to go all the way down. We're going to score it at 1 3/4. All the way down. And then we're going to score it at 4.5. All right. And then we're going to turn it and we're going to score it at 1 inch. We're going to score it at 3 3/4. 4 3/4. And then 7.5. All right, so now my scoring is done. And this is what I mean by this. I always feel like you look at this and you're like, how does that work? So I always make one of these and I always show it. So ultimately it will go like this and you will, wrong side. Ultimately it goes like this. So, wait, hold on. Yes, I did this right. I see I'm second guessing myself now. All right, so what we're going to do, I just don't know why. Was my piece not the right size? I don't think this was the right size, you guys. There's 8. There's 1/2. Well, that is right. That's not right, though. Oh, because it's supposed to be 8.5, not by 8. Well, see, this is why we do these videos. Let's do this again. Now, I could stop this video because this is pre-recorded, and I could redo it to make myself look more like a professional, but I'm not going to do that because we all make mistakes. And I will tell you, there are many times when I am creating these boxes because I use my grid paper and I have the product, whatever I'm trying to create around, and I'm doing all kinds of math and all kinds of fun stuff. And you know what? It doesn't always turn out. So it's 5.5 by 8.5, not by 8. And I will make sure that the instructions say the correct thing. So let's do this again. So we're just going to redo this. All right, so on the 5.5 inch side, we are going to do it at 3/4. Be careful you don't jump the track like I just did a little bit. 1 3/4 and 4.5. Now, I did jump the track just a tiny bit. If you flip it over and you use your score tool, you can actually kind of, if you just lightly rub over it, you can rub it right back in. All right, so now I'm going to flip it over so that it's at the 8.5 inch side, and we are going to score it at 1, 3 3/4, 4 3/4, and 7.5. There, that looks much better. I was like, wait a minute, my sides aren't all right. See, we all make mistakes, so this is exactly why I also, once I create something and I know that it works, why I also do these templates. I keep these, they're like my patterns. And I probably will write pattern on this, and I will keep this box for another project. All right, so we're going to start. It doesn't matter what side you start on. I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to go take my paper snips up on each score line right here, all the way up to the first score line, okay? Now, I just did it one time, But now I'm going to go back through and I'm going to kind of go at like a little bit of an angle because I want to create what we call these little darts. Okay. See how I just created, and I'm going to do this. See how I created a little dart. So there's actually space between here. This helps for when you're for when you're actually turning your box, your tabs in. It actually gives you, it makes it so that you can open and close your box a lot easier. Makes it so that it fits a lot easier. So we create these like little darts, and I'm just going to cut them out. Now this one right here, we don't need this square. So we're going to cut this square completely off. We do not need that square. We're going to get rid of it. Okay. So there's that. Now we can turn to the top here. So this is the top here. So I'm going to flip this over. So this is actually, I'm going to flip it back. All right. So we're working on this part here. So this first square we do not need. We do not need this long square, but we do need this. So I'm going to flip this back over just because this is easier for me to, and I'm literally going to snip, but I'm not going to snip up to the first score line. I'm going to snip up to the second score line. All right. And again, I'm going to do this little dart because I need to be able to open and close it. And I'm just going to remove that little dart. And then what I'm going to do is I don't need any of this. So not on the first score line, on the second score line, I am going to cut this off because I don't need this. So I'm just going to cut that off. I wanted to make sure that I'm there, right on the score line there. All right. So now we're going to go back over here. We're going to cut on the score line again to the second. We're still doing to the second score line because this first little square now I do not need. I am now going to cut that first square off. I want to make sure that I cut this straight. There we go. So I don't need that. And I'm going to, give me just a second here. You guys probably can't see this on the video, but I can still see there we go, a little bit there. All right, so this is actually the part that we're going to like do the corner around. That is actually the top of the box. That is the tab here. So it's easier to close your box when the corners are rounded. So we still need to come over here and go on this score line. And again, you want to go to the second, not the first score line, but the second score line. But I don't need this first box. So we're just going to get rid of that. And I'm going to do a little dart here so that there's more room. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this now because this is just scraps that I do not need. So I'm going to get rid of that. So right now, our box looks very similar to this box, correct? So we need to do round the edges up here. And then we also need to put in a little notch. And that notch is so that it's easier for the top tab to come out. So this time I'm just going to use this because I put my envelope punch board away. So I'm going to place that in there. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to place it in there again to round my tab, my top of my box. So there's that. And then I just need a little notch. Now for the notch, I just used, a 3/4 inch circle punch. Now, if you don't have a punch, you could use a die. I'm not going to go halfway. That's a little too much. I'm going to go about 1/4 of the way up from the circle. So I'm not going to go halfway to the circle part. I'm just going to go about 1/4 way up. And I'm just going to punch that out. There's my little notch. Okay. So there is my box. There's the template. All right. So I'm going to put that over here because I don't need that anymore. All right. So here's my box. Now we need to decorate our box. So we know I like to decorate the box before I put it together. Not all of it, just the designer series paper. just because sometimes it's a little bit hard to do that. All right, and actually we're going to need that 3/4 circle punch again. So, but just before I do that, I am going to kind of fold these on the score lines here. And your box is going to go like this. You're just putting it together. So here's your box. So before when I had it laid out, I had it laid out like this because this is the outside of your box. Now I'm going to flip it over because this is kind of, you're putting it together and there's the inside. Okay. So when we do put it together in a minute here, we're going to put some glue here. But I just wanted to make sure, sometimes I do this before I put it together. I just want to make sure that my notches, my little darts are good enough where these fold down. Yep, so that worked. So that's that. And then let me see, will this fold down? Yes. Actually, it'll go like that. Will this fold down? Yes, yes. Now, I just also like to fold and make sure. There. So there is our box. All right. So I'm going to open it up again. I'm going to turn it to the front of the box. So I'm going to turn it around because I have 2 pieces of designer series paper that we are going to use. And this designer series paper is fresh freesia. So it is from the Subtles. And this measures at 2.5 by 2.5. And we are going to put it on the 2 big squares here. Now notice we are putting it over the notch. Don't fret, because we're just going to re-notch that out. So just hold on. So I'm just putting a little glue here. And I'm just placing my designer series paper there. And there. Like that. And then I'm just going to flip this over and see how the designer series paper kind of flips in that notch. I'm literally just going to take my thing and go like that. There, you just fixed it. All right. So now I am going to put this together first. Well, give me a second before I do that. So one piece is going to go up here, and then we have a piece that goes on the side and another piece that goes on the side. Now, I will say this. I am going to hold off on my pieces on the side first. And the reason why I'm going to do that, I'll do the top. Because sometimes when you're designing or making a box, sometimes when you put it together like this, it may be easier for you to put this flap on the outside or this flap on the outside. It just depends. I personally like this flap on the outside only because to me then it kind of locks this piece in. So I'm going to put my glue on the inside of this. Now you can use tear and tape, and a lot of people do, because I know there are a lot of people that do not like this glue. However, I'm going to share that this glue gives you wiggle room. So when you're making 3D projects like this, it's nice to give you wiggle room. I'm literally just going to fold this tab in right here. I'm going to hold it down like this. I'm going to fold my tab in, and then I'm going to fold this shut, and I'm going to go like this because now I'm just going to give it a nice little rub. I know it's lined up. I'm not holding it and unlining it, but if I need to move it a little bit, I can. And then all I'm going to do is pop it open like this and go like this, and there's my box. Okay. I'm going to flip to the bottom. I'm going to turn these 2 in. And then I'm going to before I actually turn my first tab in, so I'm going to turn them in. I am going to put a little glue on here. Just a little, dot, dot, not a lot. I'm going to fold this piece down. Give it a little rub so it stays. You might have to flip it down like this and use like your bone folder and just kind of give it a second. All right. And then I'm going to re-put glue on the back side here. And then I'm going to flip this down. Now I am going to flip this all the way down here. And I am going to wait a minute because I want to apply some pressure. Because I want to make sure that it is secure. All right, so I'm going to put my little love bath bomb that I had to smell again because it smells really good inside here. And then I'm going to shut it. Now, again, if you do not have one of these little bath bombs, you can put whatever you want in it. It is a cute box. Now, we still have our sides. So I'm just going to put a little glue here. And I'm going to place my sides on there. A little glue. Place my sides just like that. All right, so there's your box. Now, couple little things that we have to do real quick. We're going to wrap it with Starry Sky. Probably my favorite color that we have. I know that's saying a lot, and I'm very sad it's going to be leaving us soon. So if you love Starry Sky, now is the chance to get it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take some tear and tape. And I'm going to place just a little bit. I'm going to do like 2 little strips in the center on the front of my box. All right. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to flip this off because I want somewhere for this to hold on to. So I'm going to place this kind of across my sticky area. It's all going to get covered up anyway. And I'm going to wrap this. I wrapped this 2 times. So I'm going to wrap it once and twice. And then I'm going to pinch it right there on like so that it's back on the sticky, and I'm going to cut it like that. Okay, so now it's wrapped around twice. It's secured right there. Now I have 2 pieces here, but before we stamp and put that on, do you notice that I have a bow on this side? So we'll be doing a bow. But then I also have some loops. So this is where I'm going to take this and I'm going to make like some loops. So I'm going to place this in the center there so it holds it. And I'm going to kind of bring it around up here to maybe like the corner of this box. And then I'm going to kind of pinch it again. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom corner. So I kind of just did another little loop. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this corner. And I'm just going to do another little loop. And that didn't want to, so it depends on how, so there you go. There's my little loops. All right, now I'm going to use, well, first let's stamp. Let's do some stamping first because we have our little thing to stamp. So again, I'm using the Adoring Hearts bundle. And this time I'm using Highland Heather ink pad and I'm using Starry Sky. So the Highland Heather is going to be for the heart, and I am just going to ink that up, and I'm going to place that over my 2-inch circle punch. So there's that. And then on the inside is where I am going to stamp the saying, I adore you. Now, of course, there we go. Super cute. I love how I love these 2 colors together. These 2 colors together are amazing. All right. I'm going to flip this over and I'm just going to put a little glue here. And then I'm going to place this flat on my Highland Heather. This is the decorative circle punch. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to use dimensionals. And then we're going to place that over the top here. Ugh, I feel like these are sticking to my fingers. Okay, and then we're going to place this over the top. So I still want my little loopy things to kind of hang over if I can. Just place that over to the top like that. Perfect. And then I'm going to make a bow with my baker's twine, and I'm going to make a double bow. So I'm going to take my edge here, and I'm just going to fold it down, and then I'm just going to cut it. So now I have 2 pieces, and I'm going to wrap this around, cross, whatever's on the top, I'm going to tuck through the 2 pegs and bring it to the back. Now that it's on the back, I'm going to bring it back through the 2 pegs. And then I'm just going to tie a knot, and that makes the bow. I'm going to tie that tight. And then because that's a loop, I'm going to unloop that. And then I'm going to kind of trim it just a little bit. I'm going to pull it off the bow maker. I'm going to use a mini glue dot. And then I'm just going to kind of place that over to the side. And there's your little box. All right, if you guys enjoyed this project, please, I would love to hear from you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're following me on amandasinspirationstation.com, or my Facebook page, I would love for you to follow. And here is your cute, adorable little box. Again, you could put whatever you want in it. Don't forget about this special. And if you ever have any questions, please reach out to me. Thanks, everybody.